What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Shop Talk Tuesday. So as you can see from the beginning of this episode, we got one of the doors hung in the new shop. Now that is the main entry door. That is how we get in and out of it primarily. We do still have to hang the two big doors that, fill in that big old opening that's on the side. I will have an episode pretty much just dedicated to those doors because it's gonna be something. I'm building them from scratch completely, so you'll get to see that process and how you would actually do that. I've done them on a few different other shops that I've built, and it works out really well. It's 2x4 framed, and then it's got the same type of siding that's on the outside, plus there'll be some plywood on the inside, but they're really, really strong, and they work out really well. So you'll get to see an episode pretty much just dedicated to those. We might do some other stuff in that one, but it'll primarily be to building those doors. So you will get to see that process. Once we get those in though, the shop will be closed off completely, and we can go ahead and start doing the wall paneling, the pegboard, all that stuff. Get everything that's in here moved over there. Of course, workbenches, all of that. It's going to be awesome. But in the meantime, we are going to be doing the forging series, which I'm going to get into, a little bit later in this episode. Now, before I get into basically what this episode's about, I want to take a second to thank our sponsor, and that is the Rivers Experience, because I'm my own sponsor. So make sure you go to my website, theriversexperience.com, scoop you up something like a shirt. I've got multiple styles of shirts on there. I've got mugs on there. I've got knives on there. Okay, you can buy those too. Plus a couple of other things. So if you want to go over there, check it out. Every single knife that is on that website comes with a sheath, whether you want it to be kydex or leather, doesn't matter. It's built into the price. So whatever knife you end up picking out on there, if you want a sheath with it, all you got to do is let me know which style. Just send me an email. So it'll come with a sheath. Now, again, theriversexperience.com. I'm my only sponsor. So if y'all want to help me finish this freaking shop build, it'd be awesome for y'all to go over there, check it out, scoop you up something like a shirt, like I said, or if you don't want to, go through buying a knife or something like that, or if you want a cool coffee mug. I've got 2 different styles of mugs on there. Pick which one you like. Guys, there you go. Shameless plug. Yeah, so when it comes down to what we're actually going to talk about in this episode, I'm going to show y'all the fantasy build. Now, if you don't want to actually see it, but you want to hear me talk about it, because I'm going to kind of go into detail on some of the stylistic things that I did with it that probably wouldn't make sense for a regular knife that I chose to do on this particular build because it's a fantasy build. If you don't want to see the actual knife because you want to be surprised this Friday when the video comes out, cool, just listen to my voice. It won't be awkward at all. Ish. But I'm going to go ahead and show that to y'all. Plus, I'm going to talk about the forging series and kind of get some input from y'all so you have that to listen to. Now, when it comes to this particular build, this is what it looks like. It is very, very, very unique. It is definitely something that is not like anything I've made before. So, when it boils down to it, we got dragon scales. These guys right here. We got some cool little sunburst style thing here. We got some orc's teeth. We got some copper wrap, bone handle, things like that. Now, when it comes to the reason why I chose to do some of this stuff, I knew that people were going to be making really cool knives. I didn't know if they were all going to be fantasy style or not, because we all see fantasy builds in, through different lenses. So for me, whenever I hear fantasy build, I think of something like Final Fantasy, World of Warcraft, Lord of the Rings, all those cool things that you would think about with fantasy. So to me, I wanted to create something that was like a orcish slash dwarven slash, like something like maybe a rogue or something like that would have with them. And that's how I came up with this design. So, of course, would you do dragon scales on a regular knife that you would make all the time? No. Most people are going to do some file work. They're not going to do that much file work on their spine. I wanted to kind of push the envelope with this, and in order to create some of the textures on here, of course, this was etched for 14 hours. In the video this Friday, you'll see how I isolated the blade from all of this so I could etch all of this for 14 hours, but not the blade at all. So you'll get to see that process, but that's what helped us create the texture for the actual dragon scales that are in here. And then of course it made the starburst look even cooler and intensified all of the texture back here. So went ahead, did a whole bunch of filing on the scales. There's about 28 hours worth of filing just in this scale area to be able to create the depth and the texture between each one of those scales. Just actually creating a cool 3D effect with all of that was a lot of work just to set it up so that I could etch the heck out of it and create that cool texture. So we had that, plus this is all filed. So we cut the hole with the hole saw, and then I hand filed everything there. And then of course we went ahead and did the bone handle, which I'll do on a few other builds. I love the way this feels in the hand and it just looks epic. So bone handle with a sinew wrap underneath the copper there, and then the copper wrap itself on there, going all the way down to here, braided through the holes right there, and then another set of sinew little lanyards with orc's teeth that I made out of the tips of antlers and then dyed right there, just so that it was something extra and something cool. I didn't want to do a lanyard on this. I think that it would make, it wouldn't make much sense if you all the way the heck back here. That's why they're down here on the bottom. Plus, once you actually see the sheath and everything, all this stuff's going to flow together really well. Now, in that episode, I'm pretty much just going to be focused on the blade. you're going to see the sheath made in a different episode so that all the people that are watching my channel for the first time because of the build series, they'll have the reason to come back, you know, and see me make the sheath for this, which is going to be really cool. It's going to have leather, it's going to have rabbit fur, it's going to have all kinds of stuff. It's going to look really cool, I hope. I've got it started right here. And I think this was really cool. Now, would you do this copper wrap to a normal handled knife? Absolutely not. This is purely here for the fantasy build, and it's actually really comfortable. I thought that it wouldn't be that comfortable, but it doesn't give you any hot spot because everything's nice and round in here. Even if you have your hand all the way up here and you're gripping the heck out of it, it is not uncomfortable. It is really, really cool feeling. So you can hold it like that or like this if you wanted to, but it's meant to be held back here. But I love the way that looks. I think that the texture stands out a ton against the bevels. I think that it's super unique, and I think it fits that fantasy build, like the what you would qualify as a fantasy build. I think it just absolutely fits it 100%. And I'm super excited about this because, again, it pushed the limits of what I was comfortable with and made me actually do things that was really extra. You know, some people do hand filing on spines of knives. Almost nobody does 28 hours worth of it to be able to create something like that. And of course, this is my first time doing a fuller, which I actually did a fuller right here with an angle grinder so that it made this crisp line all the way around this section. And again, I think it just turned out awesome. But, you know, without going into even more detail, this was the epitome of what I thought was a fantasy build, and hopefully y'all feel that way too. Now, of course, we're going to be voting for what we think is the most fantasy build thing, so y'all are going to get a lot to look at. Now, there's a few people in that challenge that made stuff that I think is absolutely mind-boggling, and it made me go, well, I'm going to make one of those, I'm going to make one of those, and I'm going to make one of those. So y'all are going to see some cool builds dedicated to other builds that are in this fantasy challenge, which, again, y'all are going to have so much stuff to watch. Y'all can just binge it for a couple of days and just have a blast seeing how some of these people made some ridiculous stuff. So it's going to be pretty cool. But guys, that's the end of the talking about this. If y'all have questions about it, let me know in the comment section down below. But the primary thing that I want y'all to let me know in the comment section down below is what style of knife do y'all think that I should start first in the forging series? So let me know in the comment section down below whether you think it needs to be an EDC, a camp knife, a chopper, a kukri, a chef's knife, some crazy camp/chef's knife, something like that. Y'all let me know. The whole point behind this forging series is to get super comfortable with forging to the point to where I could do a brute to forge finish, a forge to profile style finished knife, and have very minimal grinding. That is the goal. I want to be able to pick out a knife design in my head and then get out there with a piece of steel and forge that damn thing to as close to profile as possible to where I only have to spend minutes on the grinder. So that's the goal. We're going to see how that goes. I'm really excited about it. We're going to have a few weeks of just forging. Now, there will be videos during the weekend where I'm actually finishing the knives that we're forging so you can actually see the complete build come to fruition. But the primary focus for those series are going to be the forging aspect of it. Hopefully y'all are excited about that. Like I said, let me know in the comment section down below which style of knife y'all think I should start with. And whichever one gets the most votes, that's the one I'm going with. You know, I'll look at it over the next couple of days and then we'll go ahead and choose one and start doing the process. Now, guys, y'all have a build video to watch this Friday. That's the reason why I didn't want to focus so much of building stuff in this particular episode, because y'all are going to have a 20-minute episode of me doing this whole entire fantasy build, and then next week you're going to have another build video. So it's going to be a lot of build videos moving forward. Hopefully y'all are excited about that. If you are, give the video a thumbs up, guys. Now, other than that particular stuff. We got shop stuff coming up. Y'all are going to be able to watch tons of that. Plus, you're going to be watching build series stuff. You're going to be watching so much things. Hopefully, you are excited about it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and turned on the notification bell, you should absolutely do that, because that is how you get notified that I put out a video. Now, I know that it's kind of easy because Shop Talk Tuesdays happen on a Tuesday, but we have a whole bunch of other stuff that's going to be coming up. And you got a giveaway knife that's going to be happening at 35,000 subscribers. It's going to be one of the Forge series knives that I'm going to be making. Plus, you're going to have for people who are new to the channel, okay? You're going to have December, which comes up. We got about a little over a month until that hits. In December, I do a thing called Vlogmas, where I do a video every single day. Through the whole month of December, y'all are going to get a daily upload. So if you're new to the channel, this is going to be the first time where y'all get to see me do video back to back to back to back. Every single day you will have something to watch on this channel. So, a lot to look forward to. We're going to finish this year strong, guys. That's it. That's the end of this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure that for some reason, if you haven't subscribed yet and you're still here watching this video, subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you get notified for when that Challenge Series knife comes out, whenever the Forge Series starts. Thank y'all for coming by. Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all stay safe out there, and I will catch y'all next time.